Ni Cik Zupri kalau dah ready nanti beritahu Cik Zupri. Dah boleh on. Okey. Okey Dr. Pang, sikit lagi kita mula.
Okey, boleh.
Okey, semua sudah ready, kita mulalah Okey.
Okey.
Alright, okey. Kita mulakan. Okey, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Salam Malaysia Madani. Salam Maklumat Pertandingan. Niat bahagia menggamai dunia. Bijaklah sana tuah. Beranilah sana jebat. Salam pendidikan bermutu. Insan terdidik. Negara sejahtera. Hashtag Tim JPM Melaka. Okey. Yang saya hormati Dr. Pang Ijia selaku moderator pada petang ini untuk bengkel AI Ready Asean Hackathon, bengkel kali yang kedua yang bertajuk Build Your Own AI Model with PictoBlox. Okey, serta tetamu undangan kita yang merupakan jurulatih bagi program dan bengkel pada petang ini. Okey, selamat datang saya ucapkanlah kepada semua hadirin, guru-guru, murid-murid serta semua peserta untuk sesi bengkel pada petang ini. Okey, tanpa melengahkan masa, saya mempersilakanlah Dr. Pang Ijia untuk meneruskan sesi kita pada petang ini. Dipersilakan Doktor.
Okey, terima kasih kepada Encik Faizal dari SSTP Melaka. I am Teacher Pang from College Tingkatan 6 Pra University Tun Fatimah Melaka. So today we want to conduct a second workshop on this AI Ready ASEAN Hackathon. So today our speaker is Mr. Lee Chi Fan from Chempaka, Melaka. Okay, please allow me to share my screen. Okay, this AI Ready ASEAN program is started since 2025. So this is the second year in conducting this AI Ready ASEAN program in 11 ASEAN countries. Okay, please. All
right, let's get this logo moving. Just a little further. Done.
AI Ready ASEAN, empowering the future with AI. AI Ready ASEAN is an initiative by the ASEAN Foundation with support from Google.org, is set to empower 5.5 million ASEAN citizens to thrive in the AI era. Running from 2024 to 2026, the program will train 2,000 master trainers, engage 800,000 individuals in AI learning. Through workshops, training sessions, and collaborative activities, AI Ready ASEAN has engaged participants across learning environments, fostering innovation and digital readiness. Educators were empowered with AI knowledge and tools, enabling them to transform classrooms and inspire the next generation. AI Ready ASEAN program has been implemented proactively in Malaysia, Malacca, Johor, Selangor, Pahang, Kuala Lumpur, Perak, Kedah, Pulau Pinang, Sarawak, Sabah, Labuan, AI Ready ASEAN, empowering today's learners for tomorrow's digital future.
Okay, so AI Ready ASEAN is an initiative by the ASEAN Foundation with support from Google.org. Okay, we aim to impact 5.5 million citizens, okay, to empower them to thrive in the AI era. And in this initiative, we plan to train 2,000 master trainers, okay, to train more students. And there are 800,000 individuals engaged under this AI Ready ASEAN program from 2024 to 2026. College Tingkatan 6 Pra University Tun Fatimah Melaka was selected by ASEAN Foundation as one of the local implementing partner to implement AI Ready ASEAN. So since last year, we have conducted a lot of workshop on Hour of Code on the AI awareness raising campaign. So this year, we will proceed this program using the AI comic and also 3 sessions of the workshop to raise the AI awareness among the students, teachers, and parents. We also implement this AI literacy module in the AI Class ASEAN website, okay, to engage the AI learning, okay, host regional and national policy convening, release a comprehensive regional AI research report, and finally launch an e-learning platform serving as a center AI resource hub. The objective of this AI Ready ASEAN is to encourage teachers to participate in the AI training to actively enhance their teaching capabilities, to integrate AI concepts to equip students with in-demand skills for careers in STEM fields, to promote the modernization of education in the ASEAN region by cultivating more AI skilled teachers and students, and engage in AI and digital literacy to enhance students' competitiveness in higher education and in the job market. So the targeted individuals in this program include youth, from 15 to 35 years old, but we are welcome the primary school students to join us also, educators, parents, and underserved communities from 15 to 64 years old. The AI awareness raising campaign in 2026 start in March until August 2026. So in March, we have conducted the AI Comic Craft Challenge and Prompting AI workshop. Now this is the second workshop. We will learn about AI model and we will promote this AI Data Lab Challenge. In July, we will conduct the third workshop. It's about data science for innovation. And the AI Data Lab Challenge will close in August. The AI Data Lab Challenge will use the platform like PictoBlox, Google Teachable Machine, or any suitable platform that will introduced by Mr. Lee later. The categories is divided into 3 categories: primary school, secondary school, and also pre-university. Each group must contain 2 students. For the preliminary round, we will select the champion and they will advance to the final round in September. This is the competition workflow. First, the student need to find the insight and identify the problem, and they start the data collection and sourcing. Next is data analyzing and dashboard creation. Then the student will learn the machine learning modeling with PictoBlox today. And finally, the students need to submit the video presentation and the solution pitch. So the submission requirements are the 1-page storyboard in PDF, which contain the problem and the AI solution, and to show the data by using charts, graph, and the data source link. While for the video presentation, is to explain how your project works and who it helps, to prove the machine learning training data and coding, and to demo a real-time test showing your AI working. Each participant group is allowed to submit only 1 entry, and 2 participants must be in the same category. Combination of 2 different categories are strictly not allowed. Late submission after competition time will not be accepted. Any inappropriate violence, sensitive content, and plagiarism are strictly not allowed. And the result will be announced on the AI Ready ASEAN platform. I will explain more about this competition after the workshop. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Lee Chi-fan, to conduct the workshop under PictoBlox. Okay, Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Dr. Bang. So now, please allow me to share my screen. Give me a moment. Okay, cool. Hope you guys can see my screen. So today is our workshop number 2, where we will learn how to build AI model or machine learning model using a software called PictoBlox. Also, in the meantime, we also will introduce another platform. It's called Google Teachable Machine. Okay, brief introduction about myself. My name is Chifan, or you can call me Sir Lee or Mr. Lee. I'm from Chempaka. So before I start, I want to say a huge thank you to the amazing organizers who made this event possible. A special shout out to PSTP KPM, SSTP JPM Melaka, and College Tingkatan 6, Tun Fatimah, for inviting me as a speaker today. So today, students, we are taking a huge step from just consuming technology, right? You are already familiar on using technology like on your phones. Now you are going to create using the technology. Instead of just playing games or using the apps of the other people made, right? What you are going to learn today is to build your very own AI brains, AI model lah, right? From scratch, like from totally zero until you build it. All right, cool. Now, let's go to the next slide. Just a brief introduction about Chempaka. At Chempaka, we believe that technology is a very good tool or great tool to develop life skills or soft skills. Think about it. When we use a navigation app like Google Maps, we stop asking for direction. We're just using it, right? And also when we play games, we let the game developers to do the thinking for us, right? But now today we are going to flip that around. Today you are the developers. You are the ones doing the thinking, right? You are the one doing the thinking and creating instead of just using the technology. So yeah, actually Chempaka have been doing this for more than 10 years. We partner with schools and organizations across Malaysia. So by participating today workshop, you are actually joining a very large community of young innovators across the nation who are learning to solve real world problems by using technology. Right, cool. Next. Now, let's get started with a question, right? Imagine you want to build a smart camera. Okay, there's a scenario here. You want to build a smart system or a smart camera for your school's recycling bins, right? Or a chat box that stops cyberbullying. So the camera can detect whether a plastic bottle is put in the wrong bin or not, or a chat bot or a chat box that can detect whether a student types a mean or bullying message. So can you teach a machine to differentiate this? Questions. How does a computer know the difference without eyes or a brain, right? Computers is just a machine. They don't have brains, they don't have eyes, right? I mean, eyes are the cameras. I mean, they don't have the real eyes, right? So how do they differentiate a plastic bottle and a banana peel, or how the machine differentiate whether a text is a mean message or a bullying message or a very friendly message, right? So now, so something is blocking my view. I'm going to minimize it. Give me a moment. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. So now, what if you could teach your computer to make decisions like this, like shown in the scenario above, by giving them examples, right? So if anyone is interested to guess how we are going to teach a machine without giving it a brain, right? And okay, maybe can someone try to relate? Has anyone here ever trained a pet before, like your like cat at your home or a dog to do a trick before? So how did you train your pet, right? Think about it. How do you train your pet to do something, right? So this is something that we are going to do the same with the computer. Okay, so the learning objective today is that there are 4. Discover. We are going to discover how computers learn from data through interactive testing, and then we are going to learn the theory behind of it, how machine learning extract patterns. It's just like we train our pets, right? We keep giving them the same instructions, right? Keep giving them the same instructions, and then they can extract the patterns from the instructions, and then they can perform the tricks. After that, we will practice to collect the data, train a model. This is where you will start to do a hands-on to build your own learning model. Next, we will reflect our learning and then connect our learning to the competition. All right, next. So this is kind of like our agenda today. Is like around 60 minutes learning and then 15 minutes for Q&A, maybe. Okay, next. So we will start with discover. So we are going to start with this discover phase, right? Before I explain how AI or artificial intelligence. So machine learning is actually part of AI, part of artificial intelligence. So I want you to figure it out for yourself, how do we play with it. So I have this activity where we can start exploring this machine learning using this teachable machine. So if you are using, if you are joining using a laptop, it will be wonderful. You can go to this website, teachable machine with google.com. If it's too long to type, right, what you can do is that you just go to google.com and then you search for teachable machine with Google or Google teachable machine, right? Let me zoom in a bit so that you can see. So this is the platform that we are going to use for the first activity to explore about machine learning. Okay, starting from here, I'm going to go slowly a bit so that you can catch up. Right, let's enter the website first. Once you enter the website, you will see something like this, right? On the right-hand side, you can see a picture moving. So it can detect different patterns, right? Tree or wings, sounds, images, right? On the right-hand side, right? Cool. Let's go back to the slide and see. So what do you need to do next? So after the workshop, we will share this slide with you. So no worry if you miss out, like how if you miss any steps, right? Don't worry, you can refer back to this slide and practice or redo the activity again. So we will get started by clicking the get started button, right? Where's the get started button? It's over here. It's over here. Let me just. There's no invitation to on my screen. Sorry. Okay, cool. So I hope you guys can still see my screen. So if the get started button is over here, what we are going to do is that click on this get started button. And then let's go back to the slide and look at the step number 3. Step number 3, that actually here, if you look at here, right, there are different projects that you can do. You can do image, you can do audio, you can do post. But today we will start exploring by using the image project. Okay, let's click on the image project. Okay, if you are ready, if you are already on this website, click get started and then go to this image project. And then there are 2 options. The second one, right, is for microcontrollers. This one is for hardware. We are not going to touch this. We are going to choose the standard image model, right? Best for most users. So we are going to do this standard image model. Click on it. And then you will see something like this. There are 3 columns. The first column is where we collect data. Second column is where we train. You can see training here, train. And then the third one is for us to preview or to test. Okay, now, yes, when you first time use this website, your Google Chrome or your browser will prompt you to give access to your camera, so that this website can access your camera to collect the images, because we chose the image model, right? So we want to train the machine using images. In order to capture images, we use webcam. Or there are 2 options. Second option is that you have images ready. You can download the images and then you upload. But today we are going to use webcam. Okay, we're going to use webcam. All right. So what's next? Okay. So this is the activity. So you need to prepare 2 different things. If you look at here, the task, you need to experience and see if the computer can tell the difference between 2 different things. So you can actually here, I already stand by 2 different things. One is a remote control, one is a mouse. If you can see, it's a mouse and then a remote. Okay, so what we are going to do next is that, let's see the instruction. Okay, so here they say pen. If you have pen with you, you can use pen. So we are going to capture using the webcam 20 to 30 images of object A. So I will start with the remote control as my object A. So now let's go back to my teachable machine and turn on the webcam for class 1. This class 1 is actually the label, how you want to label it. Okay, so now actually I'm trying to capture the remote control images. So I'll label these as remote control. Okay, and then I turn on my camera. Okay, from here you can see, okay, you can see my face and then the remote. So when I'm trying to record the images, right, try to make sure your background is clean. Just show the remote. I'll do like this, right? And then don't forget, we need to capture 20 to 30 images, right? So let's capture now. So while I'm doing this, you can do the same. You can capture the images for different objects. You can try pen, handphone, anything, right? Okay. And then when you capture the images, try to capture in different view, like back of the remote, right? Side view and something like that. Okay. Actually, what we are trying to do here is that we want to teach the teachable machine that all these images, you need to identify it as remote control. Okay, cool. After that, I can close this remote control done. So what's next? Next, same, you need to capture again of 20 to 30 images for object B. Okay, now you can use your phone or another thing lah. So I'm going to use mouse. I have a mouse with me. Okay, same. There's a mouse. Okay, I've turned my camera a bit so that I can capture clean images for mouse. Around 2 images. After that, and that's it. Okay. Next, after we capture the images or we collect all the data, what do? We click the train model. We can click the train model to start training the machine. Okay. For this step is going to take some time. If you have a lot of images, the computer will take some time to process all your data. So for first activity, I only captured around 30 images, right? So it won't take long. Okay, it's quite fast, running. It just took like 10 seconds. Okay, now after you finish the training, step number 4, you can test lively with your machine learning model. So these 3 steps actually is representing the machine learning training. Okay, this one I will explain later with the next slide. So let's continue with step number 4 first. Step number 4 is that we can now test the machine learning by holding the objects in front of the camera. As you can see on the right hand side here, you can see the output. So in my output, I have 2 objects. One is a remote control, one is mouse. For your case, it might be different. But if you can see right now, it's showing that the mouse is 99%. Something is wrong, but it's okay. Let's just continue with the testing. Turn a bit, and then now, okay, I'm going to show the mouse. Okay, now it becomes 100%. The machine recognizes this as a mouse 100% confidence. Okay, the percentage is actually the confidence level. Now let me show the remote. When I show the remote, okay, it says 100%. This is a remote control, 100%. Let's show something else. How about this? Okay, something is wrong. It identifies this as a remote control. Doesn't matter. Let's continue with something else. Okay, how about the pencil? Okay, it also recognizes this as a remote control. Okay, how about different mouse? Let me show a different mouse. Just now it's a wireless mouse, right? Now I'm going to show a wire mouse. Okay, cool. It can identify this as a mouse perfectly. Even this is not the exact mouse like just now I used for the training. It still can recognize this as a mouse. That's cool. Okay. Going to go back to our slides and do some reflection. So here's an experiment like what happens to the confidence percentage, right? If you cover half the object or if you turn off the room lights, right? For example, okay, half of the object. Okay, remote, I cover half, I show half only. Okay, it's still see as a remote. That's okay, that's cool. Okay, how about this? I cover like this. Okay, it still shows as a remote. Okay, how about the mouse? If I cover half. Okay, it still can recognize as a mouse because as you can see, right? We have two objects, the color are totally different. One is white, one is black. So the machine learning is very good to identify the patterns. This is what we are going to do some reflection in the next slide. Okay, once maybe I'll pause here for a while for you to finish the testing. Maybe you guys are still enjoying testing the machine learning, right? Okay, cool. I'll give like 10 seconds before we go to the next slide. Okay, so that's all for the first activity. Now we are going to see what did you discover in the previous activity, right? First of all, do you notice that you didn't even write a single program or single code, right? For the machine learning. You never write a single code to tell the machine like what a pen looks like, what a mouse looks like, right? And what a remote control looks like. Sorry. There's no programming involved in the machine learning process. Okay, next, we also discovered that the machine learning learns from examples, right? You give a lot of pictures, like 20, 30 images, right, to the computer. Either you capture the images or you upload the images. The computer itself will then figure out the difference entirely on its own based on the data you feed them, based on the images that you feed them. So this is second that you should discover. Next, you also should discover the model doesn't know what is a pen. Just like I show a pencil, right, just now in front of the camera, and it detected as a remote control, right? It doesn't understand the concept of the object like the pencil, it doesn't understand. It actually simply recognizes the visual patterns, like the colors, the edges, and the shapes, right? But somehow maybe we didn't give enough training, or we didn't have the third class, right? Just now it make mistake when I use a pencil, right? So in order to make your machine smarter, what you can do is that you want the machine to identify more objects. What should you do? You should train more classes. This is what we call classes. Add a class. You can add a class and then you can name it pencil so that it won't identify the pencil wrongly again as a remote control, right? Just now it made mistake, my machine made mistake, right? Because it doesn't know what is a pen. So you need to teach the machine. The machine hasn't learned about pencil, hasn't learned about pen, so they don't know how to identify it yet. So it will wrongly identify it as a wrong object. Okay, so this is the third thing you should discover. Next, sometimes the confidence will make mistakes, right? Just like if you change the background, if you manage to change the background, like for example, I use myself as a background and then I put this in front of me. You can see the confidence level like go up and go down, go up and go down, right? Fluctuates and mistakes happen. So this is something that you need to take note about. Take note also when you train your machine learning model. Normally what we do is that in order to not to get the AI get confused, right? We will try to use a very clean background, color background to train the machine. Okay, we just want to show the objects. If we show ourselves inside the background, right? If the machine will think, oh, this thing, including me, this whole thing is the remote control. That's why we don't want our background with noises. The noises mean different kind of things in the screen when we train the machine. So we want to make sure our background is clean. Clean means there are no other things lah. Okay, when you train the machine. Okay, this is for the images. Okay, next. And you also notice the training takes time, right? For my case, I only uploaded or I only captured 30+ images. So it's quite fast, like 10 seconds. But if you try yourself at home to increase the accuracy, right? You can train 100 images or 200 images, and then it's going to take a longer time. But you also notice that the prediction is instant. So when we put our object in front of it, the prediction on the right hand side, right, the output will instantly change. So this is the last thing that you should discover. The training takes time, but the prediction is like real time, right? Like immediately. Okay, so basically the core idea is that the AI or the machine learning automatically discovers the visual features like the colors, edges, and shapes. You don't need to tell it, or you don't need to program it to let the machine what to look for, right? The machine will figure it themselves with all the data you give to the machine. All right. So these are the things that you should discover and learn about machine learning. So next, let's learn about some theory behind of the AI. Actually, how computer process the information. In order to understand that, I put this traditional programming as a comparison so that you can see more clearly what's the difference. So for a traditional programming, right, if you learn about programming before, either Python, programming in Python, or Scratch, or in other programming language, any other programming language, what you do is that you give the computer instructions and you give the computer data, and then the computer will give you the answer. For example, you program like this. You say, if pixel is red, if the images is red and the shape is round, then the answer is apple. So this is traditional programming. You let the computer knows the color and the shape so that it can identify the image as an apple. But the problem is that it's impossible to write instructions for every cases or every visual appearance, right? For every lighting condition or angle is quite impossible to do that. So this is traditional programming. So here we come with the machine learning. So basically in machine learning, what we do is that we give the computer answers, labels lah. Just like what we did just now, you tell the machine learning, this is remote control. Of course, you want to name this as something else like Apple also can, but of course the label, you know that is wrong, right? So label the answer, we label it as remote control. So basically this is the label, this is the answer. We give the machine the answer. Also, then we give the data. We give the images. The data are the images, is the images. After that, the computer will find the patterns by itself, the model. After we train the model, the computer will find the patterns by itself. For example, we show 50 pictures of apples, and then the computer will find the pattern by itself. The core idea is that the machine, right, it won't go and memorize the exact pictures. They won't go and memorize, oh, this apple. They won't memorize. What they do is that they identify the features, like I keep saying, right, the shapes, the color, the color patterns, the textures. By identifying these features on the right-hand side, you see here, the key learning point here. After they identify the features, it will learn from the pattern. And then once you show a new picture, just like I show a new mouse, right? I show a new mouse here. It still can detect it as a mouse. So this is the new mouse. This is the mouse that I use for training, right? Even I show it different mouse, it can still identify it as a mouse because it's already know the pattern of a mouse. So basically, even if you show a brand new Apple or brand new pencil or brand new remote control that the machine never seen before, it still can guess it correctly. So this is what we call machine learning. All right, cool. I hope you guys can catch up with me. Now, let's summarize the 3 steps of machine learning. The first one, collect and label, right? What do? What do you do first for a machine learning? First, you need to collect the data. A good data is very important, right? If you get a very blurry image, then the machine will learn it in a blurry way, right? Okay, so first you start with you collect the data, and then you label the data. You label it as its name, okay? Next, you train the machine learning, and you train the machine to recognize the patterns. Lastly, you test and iterate, right? You test. If you find out that the machine learning model is making mistakes, what you do, you can re-upload the images, delete the images that are not in good quality, upload new images, tag new images, and then train again, then test again. Make sure the machine learning can give you a very good result until it's satisfied, right? Only then you can export and do some programming. This one we will explore in the next activity, but not using teachable machine. We are going to use PictoBlox, right? So these are the 3 steps for a machine learning. Basically, start from left to right. You collect data, you train, then you export, and not export, you preview first, you test it. You test whether it's accurate or not. If it's not accurate, you go back to the first step, you delete the images that you think is not good enough, then you tag a new images. So here is very important. They tell you that good data is the most important step. Okay, model failing, this means that, so here's another hint. If the model is failing, so this means that it hasn't learned the pattern properly, right? So you must observe the output and see if there are any errors, then give better data, train again, test again, train again, and test again until you satisfy. All right, cool. That's all for the discovery part and the learning part. So we have done the discovery and the theory. Now we are going to do some hands-on learning again. Here I have 3 challenges. Let's go through one by one. Challenge number 1. We are going to train our webcam to classify the whole frame, right? Including myself in the frame, whether I'm holding a cup or a bottle or it's just my face. The purpose of this application is to track whether I get enough drinking water or not. Okay, the second challenge is to identify whether a text is a mean message or a bullying message. So we are going to train an AI to classify the sentences as friendly or toxic. Okay, so the next one, so I think if you have enough time, we are going to go through all the challenges. If you don't have enough time, we will cover 2 challenges, and then the last challenge you can do it at home at your self-pace. And then the last challenge is the accessibility helper, right? It's like a sign language helper. We will train an AI to identify sign language with it will identify thumbs up or a peace sign. So these 3 challenges are quite simple because we only have 2 classes or 2 labels, right? The AI will only learn to identify 2 classes or 2 labels. So because it's a very short workshop, we are not going to make it complicated. Of course, after the workshop, you can expand the applications. Okay, now, practice 1. So we will start with the hydration tracker. So first of all, we are not going to use teachable Google Teachable Machine anymore. We are going to use a software called PictoBlox. So I'm going to close this teachable machine. So just in case if you want to save your project, right, you can come here and save to your drive if you want. So I'm not going to demo this step. Today we'll focus more on PictoBlox. So there are two ways to use PictoBlox. The first way is use the web version. You can open it using your browser with this website, PictoBlox.ai. Okay, this is the first method. The second method is that you can go to Google and then you can search for download PictoBlox. You can use the desktop version as well, if you want. But today, the PictoBlox software, right, is actually quite large. So today we are going to use web version. It's more convenient. Okay, so let's go to PictoBlox and then we choose blocks. Or actually you can go, we choose blocks first, don't worry. We choose blocks, then you will see a user interface totally similar to Scratch, right? It looks exactly like Scratch. The programming language that it use is block-based, just like Scratch. So it's not too complicated to understand. Okay, first of all, what we are going to do is that we need to add a ML environment. What is ML stand for? ML is actually stand for machine learning. So in order to add ML into our PictoBlox, we need to go to extension. If you try Scratch before, right, you know that where to get the extension, right? It's over here, the left hand side bottom corner here. Click here. And then from here, you can see different extension that you can use, face, object. But today we are going to focus on machine learning environment. Because under this machine learning environment, it is quite strong enough to cover different kind of machine learning models. Let me show you. Okay, once you added the machine learning environment, it will show at the bottom here. After my blocks, you will see machine learning environment over here, right? Left hand side here. Okay, after that, you open ML environment. Click this, open ML environment form. Okay. Okay, I have a project here, but I'm going to delete this so that I can start over. So once you open the machine learning environment, I think I should pause it here for a while so that you can manage to come here, manage to open the website. Okay, the website is PictoBlox. I'll type here, PictoBlox. Maybe I'll show here so that you can see. The website is PictoBlox.ai. Okay, I'll give some time you guys to go to the website, PictoBlox.ai. And maybe 15 seconds here. It's best if you are using a laptop, it's more convenient. Okay, cool, thumbs up. Hope that you already opened the PictoBlox website. Again, let me repeat where to get the machine learning environment. First, you need to go to extension here at the left-hand side corner, at the bottom here. Click add extension, and then look for machine learning environment. Look for machine learning environment, and then click it to add it. Okay, mine already, so it shows the extension is already added. For my case, it's already added. Once you add that, you will be able to see the machine learning environment blocks just after my blocks. Okay. Okay, once you are ready, okay, I'll go a bit slower so that you can follow. For the first project, So once you are ready, again, click this, Open ML Environment. Click this. Okay, it will bring you to this user interface where you can create a new project. So click this, create new project, boom. Okay, after that, it will ask you to enter project details. Yes, you have to enter the project name. If not, you cannot proceed. So, so I will just put AI ready Asean. Then I put image because we will start with the image model because here, right, they have different machine learning models. We can train the machine using image. That means, right, we can train the machine using images, or we can train using pose, or even hand pose, or even audio, the sound, or numbers, right? CR, this one, if you want to learn more, we are not covered this today, but if you want to learn more, you can try to Google. They have this tutorial online. I mean the PictoBlox got the tutorial online. And then we have this text classifier. So today we will cover image, we will cover text classifier. Text classifier where you can differentiate the sentences, right? Whether it's friendly or toxic. This is what we are going to do in challenge 2 lah. And then in challenge 3, we are going to use hand pose for the sign language. But now we are going to choose image classifier first because we are going to train the images first so that it can identify what again? Let me show you. It can identify me, whether I'm holding a cup or a bottle, or it's just with my face without anything, right? Okay, now select image classifier. Of course, you need to put your project name. And then lastly, click this create project form, right? Then again, it will bring you to something similar to the Google Teachable Machine. They have 3 columns as well. 3 columns stand for 3 steps. The first step, collect the data, right? You need to feed the machine with the data, right? First step. Then second step, you can train the model. Last step, you can test the model. Right, cool. Now, again, same, we can upload or we can do webcam. So now I'm going to use webcam to, to take pictures of myself with a bottle, right? Okay, I'm going to, no need to open that. I'm just simply do like this. Okay. Okay, around 39 images, and then go back. Okay, yeah, the images are here. Okay, if you want to delete, you can see a dustbin icon here that you can delete individual images if you want. Okay, so this one, right, I'm going to, what should I name this? With a photo, maybe. Okay, then this one, I'll just, with nothing, maybe. All right, cool. So this is just myself. Watching around, maybe doing my job, right? Looking at the computer, right? Doing my job. So just picture of myself, right? Okay, so now I have 2 classes or 2 levels, one with a bottle, one with nothing, right? After that, I'm going to train. Of course, there's an advanced setting here, but we are not going to touch because the default setting is already good enough. Unless you are training a very complicated images that you want to tweak a bit. But today we are not going to touch this, okay? Because we will cover the fundamental first. So I have clicked the training button. So yeah, it's training, taking some time. Few seconds up to 1 minute. Okay, it asked me to wait. Okay, cool. Okay, it says motor accuracy is good. That's good. Now I'm going to test the image by webcam, right? So where's the output? Okay, with nothing. Okay, let me look around. Okay, it's quite accurate. When my hand go up, okay, it fluctuates. Don't worry about that. Okay, later if you're not satisfied, you can modify. Okay, this one. Okay, bottle. Okay, right. Okay, quite good. Quite good. So what we are going to do next is that let's go back to the slide and see the next step. Okay. Oh, so create class holding card, but I do it differently, but already done. And then create class 2 with no card, already done as well with different naming. It's okay. Then we train the model and test it. Okay, I've done until this step, but I haven't do the export model. So next, we are going to export the model to our programming space so that we can do some programming. Okay, let's export the model here. Click here, export. And then we choose, don't choose Python. We'll use block programming. They don't allow us to choose Python as well. So yeah, the only option is block-based programming. So we'll do some simple programming here. If you're already familiar with Scratch, right, it will be very fun here because you can integrate AI in your Scratch project. If you love to build Scratch animation stories or even games, right? Now it's your turn to integrate your integrate AI in your project. So now we are going to coding the logic. Okay, let me explain the logic first before I program it. So now, right, once I export it, right, you can see some blocks available over here. A lot of blocks actually. All this block is for the okay. All this block is for the machine learning that you can use later. Okay. Let's delete it. So let's understand the logic before we start programming. So now I'm going to build a virtual assistant that will remind me to drink water. Maybe like after 30, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or 10 minutes, it never detect me taking any bottle, then it will remind me something like that. So example logic is given here. So yeah, this is a pseudocode. If you are I'm not sure, maybe ASK student, you learn about pseudocode. So this is pseudocode or the logic given. When green flag is clicked, then what do? We turn on the video on stage with 50% transparency, blah, 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 forever, then do this, right? Okay, now we are going to do step by step. We'll start with when green flag click, right? So where do we find the green flag? Green flag is over here. When green flag, it's just like Scratch. When you want to start your program or story, you use green flag, right? So that you can press the green flag to start your project or your program. Next, we are going to turn on the video on stage with 50% transparency. So it's over here. Oops. Turn on video on stage. Let me make this smaller a bit. How should I do it? How about this? Okay, turn on video on stage with, let's try 0 transparency first. Okay, 0 transparency means that you can clearly see my face, right? But it's look weird to see my whole face here. So I'm going to increase a bit the transparency. So with the transparency increasing, you can barely see my face. Or you can I can increase more, 60. If you don't like to see your face, you want to do it secretly, you can put 100%, right? But today we are going to use 50 lah. Okay, let's just follow the logic given. Okay, after that, what should we do? So that's a forever loop. Okay, forever. Where should we find the forever? It's under control. Okay. Let's take out this forever, and then inside we are going to do some if-else logic to make some decision after the AI detect or predict something. So forever, we are going to analyze the image from the camera. So this one we will take it from the machine learning. Okay, so analyze image. Please excuse me, I'm going to drink some water. Okay, analyze image inside the forever. What happened? Okay, it will analyze and then it will identify whether it's a bottle with a bottle or with nothing. So it's identified as false, right? And then with nothing is true. But what if I hold my bottle and then I analyze again? Let's check the result. Okay, with a bottle it's true. then nothing is false. Okay, so this is something that we can use to program our project, right? So after analyze, we can do if else, something like this. So I'm going to tag the if else block. If else, and then if it is identified with, I'm going to make this smaller so that you can see clearly the program. If is identified as with a bottle, or else if identified as nothing, will do something lah. Inside will do something here. What should we do? We can use some say block maybe. Okay, say block. So it says great job staying hydrated. Okay, good. It says 2 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds. Great job staying hydrated. So the program will encourage me to drink water. Okay, I think I missed out something here. The image analyze. Yeah. Also, you don't forget about this. So it will keep analyze the image, analyze the image. Okay, if you never drink the water, like with nothing, right? Okay, what should you do? It says don't forget to drink water. Yeah, don't forget to drink water today, for example. Okay, something like this. So you have two programs. The first program will identify if you're holding a bottle, you're drinking, it will say, well done, good job, right? Staying hydrated, for staying hydrated. If after a long time, this one after a long time, the logic is a bit different, but we'll just do a simple one like this. If it detects nothing, it will ask you, remind you to drink water, something like this. Okay, now we are going to make this bigger so that we can run the program and test it out. Let's click on the green flag and test it out. So we have this cute Toby here. His name is Toby. Yeah. Okay, it will say, don't forget to drink water. Don't forget to drink water. Okay, it will keep remind me. Okay, remind us. But now what if I holding my water and attack? Okay, it says great job staying hydrated. Great, yeah, I need to take some water. Okay, again. Great job staying hydrated. Don't forget to drink water. Of course, you can implement more complicated logic here. For example, you can set a timer for those who know how to program using block-based, right? Okay, you can set a timer here. Maybe you can keep counting, like for example, 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, then you keep checking. Then after 10 minutes, if you never identify once within 10 minutes, then you will give reminder. So this is something that you can try to do, but for this complicated programming, I'm not going to cover this. I'll let you to explore. All right. Of course, if you have any technical issues, you can contact me after the workshop. Right? I have my phone number left at the end of the slide. Okay. So this is project number 1. We use image classifier. Next, we are going to try the second classifier or the second machine learning model. I hope you're still with me. I hope I'm not going too fast. Okay, of course, if you want to save your project, right? Yeah, you can click file and save to your computer, right? Because this is, I never signed into my account, so it won't save in the cloud. So if you want, you can create an account and then try out to save your project just like Scratch. Okay, all right, cool. Let's take a deep breath. Yes, and then we are going to explore the second project. We are going to build a project, right, that can identify or classify a text, whether it's friendly or toxic. Remember? Let me go back to the challenge so that you can recall again. So the second challenge, we are going to train an AI to classify the sentences as friendly or toxic. Okay. Okay, project 2. So now I'm going to like split, take the program out, just put one side. Okay. Yeah, what should I do? Yes, I need to go to the machine learning environment. Then I need to choose text classifier. Let's see if I can do it in the same project. Open the machine environment. Okay, here the image classifier that I built just now. Oh, it didn't capture the symbol. So actually we cannot name the project with symbols. That's fine. So AI ready Asean, then I'll put text classifier, right? And then we are going to choose text classifier. In this classifier, right, we don't need camera. Okay, let's choose text classifier and then create a new project. Yeah, okay. This is something that I wanted to test as well, and it proved that my assumption is really correct. We cannot build two machine learning in one project. So what we are going to do is, unfortunately, we have to delete the previous block first. Okay, please wait. Okay, let's delete everything and try one more time. Create new project. AI text classifier, then create again. Yes. So this is something that you guys need to take note as well. Unfortunately, they cannot support two models running at the same time. Okay, but it's fine. Okay, so if you remember, right, the two labels, the first one is friendly message, friendly. Okay, friendly. And then the second level is toxic messages. So for this one, right, the data we wanted to collect is not image anymore, it's text. You can type text like this, text. Okay, so yeah. So how to what are the data that we can provide? For example, I have a few examples here. For example, right, for the friendly class, you can put you are doing a great job. Okay, let's try. You are doing a great job, for example. Okay, and then you press enter. You press enter, then this is the first data already lah. Okay, is one, okay, I don't think one is enough. Let's try train the model and see. It says friendly should have minimum 5 samples. So for this text classifier, you should have minimum 5 data. Okay, you should have minimum 5 data. So actually here I have a few more examples. I love this project, for example. I love this project. Okay, what else? Let's be friends. Okay, what else? Can I help you with that? Can I help you with that? What else? This is awesome. Enter. What else? Have a great day. What else? You are so smart, for example. Oh, that's all the examples. Next, we are going to the toxic class. So toxic class, for example, you are ugly. Oh, so toxic. I had to. Okay, all these bullying messages. Nobody likes you. Oh no. What else? You are stupid. All these toxic sentences, right? So you need to provide these examples lah, so that the machine can identify. Okay, stop talking to me. It's very mean. Okay, this sentence is very mean. Not good. You are the worst. Oh no. What else? Give up now. What else? Okay. Okay, cool. Of course, you can give more and more data to your machine. But now I'm going to train first with all this data. Oh, it trained like instant. Oh, then done. Okay. After that, I thought it was going to take a few seconds. No, but it trained like for instance. Okay, now we can input here so that we can see the output. What if I say good morning? Good morning is friendly. Okay. What else can we try? What should we try? How are you? How are you also friendly? Okay. What else can we try? The project looks bad, for example. Oh, this one they also identify as friendly. Means that when you do your testing, right, on your machine learning model with different data or input, you find that the testing gives you a not accurate result. What should you do? You can add more data to your machine learning. So the project looks bad. Okay. So yeah, add more data, then train again, and then try one more time. After I try again, okay, now it goes to toxic, right? So this is what you should do. You train, you test. After you test, then you test with different sentences, examples, right? And then if you find it not accurate or not cover enough, add more data. All right, add more data. Okay, now I'm going to export now to the blocks so that I can do some programming. Okay, it's taking some time to be exported. Let's be patient. Okay, model loaded successfully, and only one test classifier is given. Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera. You can actually turn on and turn off here using the camera icon here. Because these model, they don't need a camera. Okay, now, yeah, I've done train, I've done the testing, and then the export. So now I'm going to do some coding with the machine learning model. Okay. Use ask block. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Scratch, right? You should know about the ask block. Many of you use this for different application, right? Like for example, you use this for your quiz game. You use this for your story project, right? To ask a question, right? So this one, right? They will ask user to type a message, then AI to check for it whether it's a friendly message or a toxic message. Okay, so this is the pseudocode or the example logic. Again, it starts with a green flag. Okay, the very first code, and then they have this forever. Okay, let's take this out. Green flag is under events, and then under control, you take the forever. Okay. After that, okay, type a message for the chat room. Okay, type a message. We are actually trying to simulate a chat room in this PictoBlox. Of course, if you are advanced enough, you can actually integrate this in your Telegram. If you want to explore, you can go to YouTube and try to find out how. Right. Okay. And then analyze the text. The text is actually from the answer. So this ask and answer is a question answer pair. Whenever you ask a question, right? For example, let's turn this on, turn on the answer. You can turn on and off here with the tick chat box, on and off. Okay, let's type. Let's run this program and simply type anything. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, the answer will be stored inside it. Okay, if you ask again and then you give different answer, good, for example, it will replace. So this answer will only be able to store one value. Okay, so whenever you ask a question and the user type for an answer, then you will get this, and then you will try to run it with the machine learning model to identify whether it's a friendly or a toxic message. After that, you use if else, just like just now. Okay, let's take out if else, and then if, and then comparison equal. So it could be toxic, could be toxic, it could be friendly, friendly. Oh, typo. And then we put, okay, toxic I'll put at the bottom, then friendly I put here. So now we have two programs. One, one is friendly, one is toxic. Okay, so what should we do for friendly? We will display the user message. Users say, for example, right? Users say, and then we join with the answer. Join answer. Okay, if friendly, then we display the message. We display it like this. Let me zoom in and cancel this. Okay, we will display it. Users say good. Let me put at the middle so you can see. Users say good, so means that is friendly lah. But just how I test it, it actually get toxic. We have to improve our machine learning lah. It says good is a toxic word. That means something is wrong, but it's okay. Let's just put first. And then if the sentence is detected as toxic, what we do? We do this one, message block. Please use kind words. Okay, we'll say message block. Please use kind words. Okay, now we are going to test it out. Okay, so this is a very simple program. If you like not able to manage, if you are not managed to follow, you can take a screenshot, then you can practice again or rewatch the recording. Okay, now type a message for the chat room. Let's type something. Hi, how are you? Okay, it runs too fast until we cannot see the result. So probably, right? It says for 2 seconds, but I'm going to put like here, wait, before it go for the second round, because it's in a forever loops, right? Before you go to the second round, I'm going to wait for 5 seconds lah. Okay, run one more time. Hi, how are you? Message block. Please use kind words. This means that something is wrong with our machine learning model. So if you see, after you test it out for your project and you find something is wrong, you want to modify your machine learning. What should you do? You should come to this machine learning environment and then go to edit the training. Let's edit the training a bit. Okay, so just now is like, how are you, right? Let me test here. Hi, how are you? Why they detect this as toxic? I don't know. But I'm going to add more text. Can I add more text? Here. How are you? Enter. Okay, let's try one more time. Train and then try. Still detect. Is it because of the high? Let me delete the high. It's still displayed as toxic. Maybe let me run the train model one more time. Train. Okay, how are you? It's weird. Is there something wrong here? I should train high as well. High. Okay, let me train. High. Okay, high is good, working fine. But when I put how are you? Okay, now it's fine. How are you? Sorry. Okay, now it's fine. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, no more bug. Okay, I'm going to no need to export, I think. We need I don't think we need. Yes, save. Because we already exported just now, right? Okay, hold your horses. Okay, cool. Let's try one more time. Hi, how are you? Message block again. Okay. Hi, how about hi? Message block again. Okay. Moral of the story, I think we need to export the model one more time. Okay, lesson learned. The model is not updated by themselves. What you need to do after you retrain your model, you need to export one more time. Let's export again. Okay, hold your horses. It's running. Okay, cool. Let's try this. Wow, raining. Hi. Okay, finally, how are you? Okay, user say, how are you? Okay, hope you guys still can hear me because it rains very heavily just outside my office. Okay, that's all for the text classifier. Okay, now try to imagine where else you can apply this, right? Not only friendly or toxic word, you can also like if you are in the Telegram group, you will notice that there are a lot of spammers, right? They send spam messages. So you can try to detect those spam messages and then you can delete it. If you want to try to integrate with the Telegram app. Maybe this one is for secondary school level or from 6th level. You can try to explore. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is all for the challenge number 2. Seems like we still have some time. So I'm going to demo for the sign language our last model that we will cover today. Okay, which is the hand pose classifier. Okay, so again, I'm going to delete everything. Say bye-bye. So yeah, I'm going to go to ML environment, machine learning environment, and I'm going to create a new project. And then, yes, I'll name this as hand pose. And then I'll choose this, right, hand pose classifier. And this one, they need a camera. Okay, actually it's very fun to play. Let's see what we get. Okay, hold our horses. Okay, cool. Of course, we want to collect data. We can use upload. We can use webcam. Okay, let's see what classes we want to create. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, let's name this as thumbs up. Okay, webcam. Okay, okay, see this. They can detect 21 joints, right? Is it 21? 4, 4, 4, 5, 20. Yes, 21 points or joints of your hand, right? So now we are going to do thumbs up. Okay, use hand because my right hand have to press the button. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, with different angle. Okay, if it lost detection, right, of the joints, you open your palm again and yeah, one more time. Sometimes if your lighting in your room is very dark, right, it cannot detect very well. Like my room now is quite not that bright. Where's my thumbs up? Okay, is 32 enough? Okay, yes. They need only minimum 20 samples. Okay, thumbs up is done. What's next? They need a piece. Okay, piece. Okay, webcam. Piece. Hot, 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 hot. Okay, piece. Okay, done. Piece. Right, cool. Let's train. Okay, it's going to take some time. Right, cool. Okay, again, we have to test, right? Thumbs up. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But sometimes they cannot detect the joint, right? Thumbs up. That's why sometimes, right, when you use real life application, you have to do multiple times, right? Okay. Okay. I'm curious. What if I use right hand? What would happen? Right hand thumbs up. Piece. Piece. Okay, the piece still working. How about thumbs up? Oh, the thumbs up still working. That's good. I put some light on it so that it can identify, right? Because it's too dark. So I put some light. Okay, cool. Okay, everything is done. Okay, again, same process. We export the model to our programming space so that we can do some programming using the model that we trained just now. Cool. Yeah, we are going to, oh shit, no, sorry, my bad, my bad. The logic, okay. Okay, hand pose, AI with text to speech. Text to speech is this one. If you want to make some sound, text to speech. Text to speech. Yeah. If you play with Scratch before, actually, I think you should familiar with this, where it can use some text to, I mean, the function to read out the text with different languages as well. Okay. To make it easy for you guys to see, I'm going to use the same block, like the save block, and then I'm going to turn the answer off. Okay, again, the logic. Okay, when green flag click, again, you start with green flag. Okay, the video, because this one, they need the camera, right? Again, with 60%. And then don't forget about the green flag. This one don't delete first, later we're going to use it. And then, of course, they have this forever, right? It's quite similar to the image classifier. I think they need this, right? Analyze. You need to analyze first. Only then you have the if else, right? If else, where's the control? If else, if else, if. So what are the classes available? We have two. If thumbs up, if it's identified as thumbs up, and if it is identified as piece, what you do? The program is actually very similar to the image classifier just now. Very, very similar. Actually, almost the same. Okay, thumbs up is good job. So this one, good job. Thumbs up is identified, we will say good job. Okay, then piece, piece. Piece. Okay, cool. So now we are going to test it in full screen. Oh, it's a bit laggy. Okay, I'm going to put this topic on my shoulder. Okay, run. Peace. Okay, good job. Good job, everyone. Hope you can follow. Okay, you cannot detect. It detected as peace, something wrong. Means that you need to improve your machine learning model. Okay, good job, please. Good job. Good job. Can. Good job. Good job. Peace. Good job. Peace. That's cool. Okay, my models I think is working fine. Just that sometimes it makes mistake. Okay, so what should you do? You should train more if you want to avoid mistakes, right? Train more, uh, train the machine learning more with more samples, with more data, okay, with more images lah. Okay, I think that's all for the machine learning model. For the application part, for this one, right, you have to, let us show a few examples that you can think about where you can apply all these machine learning models. Okay, now let's go back to our slides. That's all for the practices. Right, cool. So now it's time for reflection, right? Okay, we have three different machine learning models. Of course, it's not just, there are more. Of course, we don't have enough time to cover all. So what you can do is that after the workshop, you can try the sound if you're interested. Like if you have iPhone or whatever Google devices, right? You may try, hey Siri, something like that, right? Or hey Google, turn on the light, or for example, anything like that, anything similar to that. You can apply it using audio classifier. Okay, you can try this at home, right? It's actually quite fun as well. Okay, yeah, let's come back to this reflection, right? Okay, again, for this workshop is to prepare you for this AI data lab challenge competition, where you need to identify a problem, and then you need to find the data and then display the train to prove that the problem exists, right? That one will be covered in workshop 3. For example, right, if you are saying that you are talking about accidents, right? You need to find data about accidents, like then display it using graph and chart to prove that the problems to prove that the problem is exists. After that, you use machine learning model to solve the problem. Okay, how can we do it? First, you need to think about what specific problem are you trying to solve. After that, you need to think about which machine learning model is best for your problem. Do you need image? Do you need text? Do you need hand pose? For example, hand pose, you are helping somebody that cannot talk, right? With these difficulties, people with these difficulties, right? You're trying to build sign language to help them. Probably you don't need image, you don't need text, you need hand pose, right? Okay. What else? You can also try sound, right? Like just now I said, hey Siri to do some application using the sound control. Okay. So the second step is that you need to choose the base model for your problem. Then number 3, how are you going to collect enough data to make sure that your model works in real life, right? Because, like for example, just now when we train our image classifier, right? We want to train it using empty background, a very clean background. But in real life, right, when you're trying to point the camera to the mouse, for example, to the remote controller, you may have different background. Am I right? It's impossible the mouse will be in the same background as what in your images, right? So you need to collect enough data to ensure your model works in different scenario, right? Or different objects. Like for example, mouse, yes, you use the mouse to train, but that one is your mouse. How do you make sure the model also works on other people's mouse as well? Something like that. And then what virtual action, because in our competition, we just cover software, we didn't cover hardware. So in your software, you don't need to use any hardware. So in your software, what virtual action will your PictoBlox, if you are using PictoBlox software, what virtual action will your PictoBlox script trigger when the AI detects something? Like for example, display a warning or changing sprite, playing sound, reading text, something like that. Okay, that is 4 things that you should think to relate the machine learning model to your competition project. Okay, so basically in your competition, right, you need to solve a real life problem using machine learning model. Whatever problem it is, try to look around of your community, of your the place that you stay. Try to observe any problems that you think is worth to solve or is possible to solve using machine learning or not. Okay. Next, here are some real life applications idea that we can use PictoBlox to apply. That you can take it as an inspiration or reference lah. Okay, so basically again, we don't use extra hardware. You can build amazing software solution even without extra hardware. For example, virtual study buddy, right? This is a virtual assistant where it can detect whether a student is falling asleep or not. Or yeah, and then it will place a friendly reminder, right? So if there's a camera, so maybe the students are walking, listen to the music in front of the laptop, right? So if it detects students falling asleep, then it will play a reminder sound, something like that. Next, okay, mental health journal. Okay, text classifier. So it's a diary app. Okay, basically it's a diary app that can analyze users' daily entry, whether it detects any abnormal patterns, like for example, sad or anxious, right? So that the sprite can offer something or take some action to comfort the people or the students or the users, or even send a message to the parents, something like that. Okay, next. Hand pause classifier. This one is sign to speech, right? An app that uses the webcam to read sign language and then use the text to speech to speak the words for people who don't know the sign language. This one is for accessibility lah. Okay. Okay. Next, this one very famous project for competition, recycling camera app, right? A camera that can identify the materials that are this is actually a very good project that we should implement in every school so that we can teach the students how to identify whether an object is recyclable or not. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so this could be an education app. Okay, so this is an example that you can take inspiration. You can refer lah. You can refer. All right, is that all? Yeah, that is all. That is all for the ideas that you can refer. Next, we will, that is the end for our workshop. Now we open for Q&A, but before that, I will share a few common questions or common troubleshooting questions that you may face when you use the PictoBlox. For example, some of the students may face this issue, but now it's not longer exists. I'm not sure, but I'll just show it here. Sometimes, right, they will ask you to log in. They will ask you to log in before you use their machine learning environment. Login means that you need to sign up for an account. You need to sign up for an account. But don't worry, it's free. It's free. It's totally free. Just that sometimes my students will get this notification. They have to sign up before they use. It's very weird. This happens to some of the students, but not all. So I just put it here, just in case you face this issue, you just proceed with the account sign up. And then if you are using desktop version, you may face this issue. They will say that the directory is failed to load or whatever, right? Because the folder is locked, you have to change your workspace path to your documents. It's actually here. If you are using desktop, right, it's over here. Under this setting, there's an option here that you can choose to change your directory. The directory means where you save your machine learning model. Sometimes, right, the default folder you don't have access to the default folder. What you do, you go to setting and then you change the directory. You can change to desktop, you can change to download folder, whatever folder that you can access. Sometimes the default folder will link to your Open Drive, will link to your Google Drive. If it links to not Open Drive, OneDrive and Google Drive, if they link to your drive, sometimes you will face the issues that you cannot access. So what you do, if you are, this only applies to desktop version. What you do, you go to setting and change the directory. Okay, this is number second. And then for the webcam, if your webcam shows a black screen, it's probably you forget to give access. So basically at the browser here, if you're using the browser version, you have to allow access from here. Make sure you allow access for the camera. Okay, lastly, why is hand pose better than image classifier for sign language? So this is a question that asked by a few students, right? Because the hand pose classifier can detect the 21 joints. If you try again, right? You go to open your hand and see, it can track 21 joints of your hand, and then it can find the pattern more accurately, other than the compared to the image classifier. Okay. Next. Yeah, that's all for today. Yeah, and we can now open for the Q&A session. I mean, you can keep asking questions in the YouTube channel. Sorry, YouTube, or yeah, and then we will try to answer your questions lah. And then for this one, this QR code and the link, this one is a registration form for you to complete if you wish to receive our Chempaka workshop completion certificate. Just a gentle reminder, this certificate doesn't recognize as for your PHSK score. It's just a technical certificate to show that, oh, you already completed this machine learning workshop. Oh, you already learned how to use the machine learning tools. Okay, it's not for PHSK. So for PHSK, right, later Dr. Pang will share more about that now. Okay. Yeah, and then I have my content list at the last slide. If you have any issue you want to ask about technical, about the machine learning, or about the programming, you can feel free to text me or email me. All right, cool. I think that is all for today. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. And now I will pass it back to Dr. Pang. Am I right?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee. Okay, such a wonderful workshop. I hope everyone can get knowledge on this machine learning and join the competition, which will open today until 9 August. Okay, let me share some competition guidelines with you. Okay, so this is the AI Data Lab Challenge, the preliminary round. Okay, so you are encouraged to use the PictoBlox, okay, or Google Teachable Machine, or any suitable platform, okay, that can perform the machine learning. Okay, so start from today, you can start to collect the data, okay, and we will close this submission on 9 August. And we will choose the champion from each state to the final round in September. Okay, this competition is open to primary school, secondary school, and also pre-university. Okay, so to enable you to perform the mission in this challenge, you need to attend the workshop, which is build your own AI model with PictoBlox today, and also the second workshop, which is the data science for innovation, okay, which is scheduled on 1st July 2026. Okay, so this competition, you are challenged to develop impactful data analytics storyboards, interactive dashboards, and AI-powered solution to address the real-world issue aligned with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So I believe that every issue, okay, must be related to one of these 17 SDG. Okay, so just choose one or more SDG. Okay, relate the issue with the Sustainable Development Goals and submit the video to us. Okay, the pitching video is 3 to 5 minutes. So these are the phases. Okay, first you need to collect the data. Okay, you can collect your own data or you can get the sources, okay, from online from, for example, World Bank Open Data, okay, or ASEAN website data. Okay, phase 2 is data analytic and dashboard creation. So for the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, okay, we will cover it in the following workshop in 1st July. So today, okay, we are in phase 4, the machine learning modeling. And the final stage is the video presentation and solution pitching. Okay, so these are the judging criteria. Okay, I will share this document in our link tree. Okay, any information you can get it in our link tree. Okay, so you need to submit a one-page storyboard, okay, or dashboard, and a 3 to 5 minutes pitching video. Okay, so before we end this session, okay, please allow me to share a wonderful platform which is developed by Google.org. Okay, so from this AI class ASEAN website, okay, you can learn more about AI. There are total 15 modules for youth, educators, and parents. If teacher would like to join us as master trainer, okay, please message me or email me. I will send an invitation email to you as a master trainer. Okay, if you are a master trainer, then you can monitor your students in your class. Okay, you have your own referral code. Okay, yeah, so that's all for today's sharing. Okay, so we hope that you can join us in the next workshop on 1st July. Okay. Okay, so for the certificate, we will assign the certificate based on the Google form field that we post in the chat box, okay, in the YouTube chat box.
Okey.
Yeah,
Rasanya okey, selesai sesi bengkel kita pada petang ni.
okay.
Semoga semua yang hadir dapat manfaat dan ilmu daripada apa yang telah disampaikan. Terima kasih ucapkan kepada Dr. Pang Ijia serta pasukannya daripada Jumbaka Berhad atas perkongsian ilmu. Semoga dapat digunakanlah untuk tujuan pertandingan dan bengkel yang akan dilaksanakan nanti. Okey, kalau tak ada apa, saya tangguhkan dululah sesi bengkel kita pada petang ini. Semoga kita berjumpa lagi pada sesi bengkel yang akan datang. Sekian, terima kasih. Okey, bye.
Okay, terima kasih. Thank you, Ente Faiza. Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee. Okay, see you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah.